tier list night. So let's just get right into it. Who knows? As we've got. I have not curated this at all. I just clicked on this. It felt right. Oh, I like this. Hi Pixel. Hi Pixel, hi Zebra. Thank you to Snack for the 33 months. I already thanked you, but you know. It's very jazzy, so there's a lot I like in here. If I don't like it, we'll just hit the. All right, so that seems like a good. That seems like a good volume. If that's loud, let me know, but it seems fine. Okay, so I don't know the order I want to do this. Me when I show people new infinite combo. I don't know what that means in this context, but you know what, buddy bro? Hell yeah. We need we need a Dachi specialist for this. Or like a Donkey Kong emote. What do I don't want to do like in order because I don't have a set order right now. Like I don't have a here's my least favorite all the way up to my favorite. So I guess just like release, just like in order the maps makes the most sense. Of which this list just isn't for some reason, but ooh. That's the lame motif right there. I know that. So starting with ICA facility, I'm gonna give that like a little. Let's start with a solid C tier. Is Final Test in here, or is that ICA facility? I'm assuming it's just counting both maps. Yeah, it's the other one's not in here. This includes the boat they make you do twice. Once assisted, once unassisted, and then the military base where we shot a nerd into space. And they're both just they're both just like extremely nothing. I would never feel a reason to like return, like even to like do the other challenges. They were mostly uninteresting, but like inoffensive. I think they did a good job teaching. We hit someone with our first blunt object, thrown object here. We Looney Tunes him one time. We dropped a barrel on his head to kill him. So yeah, C tier. And then this will be the standard by which all maps are judged. After that, we've got Paris. And guess what? Paris, that's S tier. Paris is so good. Paris is like an immaculate first level. It's so crazy. It's not too hard, so like some people are like, oh, I hate it. It's too easy. But it's just like you can just like do whatever you want. Like obviously, like if you want, you can just like be like, all right, I'm on Paris. Let's become Helmut Kruger, and then I can just like walk up to anybody and kill them. But you can also just like not do that, you know? You can do a thing that makes it like less easy if you want. You can experience things in multiple ways. Helmut Kruger is like gonna get the emote, but I don't know what it would be. I guess it would just be like a mewing emote, but Combs everyone mewing. Oh, raw. I think both of the... I think the layout is really nice. I really love... something we'll get into like immediately. I really love the opulent levels. Like, I think that gives like a big bonus immediately. Being Helmut Kruger, iconic. I think both of the targets are interesting. I think the theming is really interesting. Like, there's the fashion show, and then you go up, and there's the secret billionaire bidding room for like secret intel. I think it's a really cool dynamic. There's a lot of cool missions to kill them. Very easy to traverse. Solid, just a really nice layout. There's some areas in the back I wish were more used. Like, there's a whole like garden area that's like really interesting, but only gets used in like one setup. And I wish there was just like one more thing going on there. But I think in like other times they've used the map, it gets used. But yeah, just like really solid. It sets a really high bar. And then you go into Sapienza, and guess what? Sapienza also S tier. Sapienza is so good as well. I'm trying to remember his name. I'm just gonna call him the Doctor. The Doctor. He's one of the like coolest targets. Like, learning about like what his deal is. Like, I've played this one a bunch now, and just like everything you learn about him, you're like, oh buddy, oh no. The scientist girl is fun. There's a lot of fun things to do with her. We had the Looney Tunes kill. The layout is really nice. It's got like the distinct like town area, which isn't like the most going on. A lot of the side objectives will start off there or make you go there. There's the town, there's the church, there is the... we can call it there's the mansion, and then there's the backside of the mansion, where there's like the castle tower out back. And then there's the underground cave system laboratory, which is really cool. It's really James Bond. Super cool to get around. Not too many guards, you have a lot of freedom of movement, but you can't just like walk around. One ding against it, so it will be behind Paris, at least between the two of them, is that the virus that you have to destroy in the lab is annoying to destroy, and you have to destroy it every time. It's not... In some of the other ones, they have like the alternative objectives, but they become optional once you've like beat the level. So when you're replaying, you don't have to worry about it, but you always have to destroy the virus. And there's not too much like decision making to make there. It's like you either do it this way, or this way. It might even be just like do it this way or do it this way. But yeah, just like 2 out of the gate, just like really solid back to back. And then after this, hello Shadi. You know, let me try to order them now because I will forget. Third is Marrakesh, and then Bangkok, and then Colorado, Hokkaido, and this is the 1 lineup. Sugar dropped low 3 times today. Uh-oh. I had a cookie today, so that's not an issue for me. Then we get to Hitman 2, where it starts Hawke's Bay, Miami, What is the third level of Hitman? What is the second level of Hitman 2, actually? Let's just get all the 2 levels together. I can figure it out that way. It ends with Sgale. Before Sgale is Whittleton. Before Whittleton is Mumbai. And before Mumbai is Santa Fortuna. I believe this is the layout. And then New York and Haven Island are DLC. And then it goes Dubai, Dartmoor, Berlin, Chongqing, Mendoza, Romania. Perfect. Lock it in. Alright, so next is Marrakesh. And for Marrakesh, I'm feeling a C tier. Better than ICA because there's like stuff going on. The biggest problem with Marrakesh is that its 2 targets have 0 overlap, and they just stay in their like separate basic like fortresses. So there's the big open market, which is fun to go around, and then there's the embassy and the school. And the school is where the general hangs out, and the embassy is where the Swedish guy hangs out. And they're really, really far away. They don't interact at all, so you just have to walk like back and forth between them. It's like a drag on it. It means that the most important part, which is the market, is kind of secondary. Like you do stuff in the market to get some of the opportunities, and then like you'll do something in the marketplace, and then it'll be like, oh cool, now I'm the cameraman and I can go to the embassy. So it's like you just like unlock access to the other 2 places out there. There's like an underground tunnel that's like kind of cope. Hell yeah, I like this one. The general is like one of the most cope targets in the first game. There's like nothing interesting. He's just like a guy. He's just like a soldier. He doesn't like, all he does is pace around the school. We killed him by pushing him into a hole, and the hole was like 5 feet, and he fell on like a mattress and died. The other guy is really funny. I love how like evil he is. But it just feels like kind of there's a lot of wasted space. And speaking of wasted space, we have Bangkok, and Bangkok is going into B tier. The problem with Bangkok is that it is a hotel. And when I say a hotel, I mean it's 2 hotels. And there's like no way to get from one to the other, and there's really not much going on in one of them at all. Has another what is his name? The rock star. Jordan Cross is a really good target. I think he's really fun. He's just like exactly what you would expect. He's just like a shitty rich boy music. Hi, Bobo. We're discussing Hitman levels before we play Hitman levels. I'm glad this one doesn't even have the DLC map because I haven't played it yet. The one from 3. It's a free one called it's called like the Isle of Tortuga. It's something island. It's Ambrose Island. I haven't played it. Bobo, how are you? Oh, but Jordan Cross, he has like his like lawyer there. He's the other target, the big like fat guy. And he is maybe actually bar for bar the most nothing guy in the series. I'm feeling better. My ear popped for the first time since we landed. My left ear. And I was like, I've been so annoyed. I've been like Googling. I was like, ear popping device near me. And I was like, am I gonna have to drive to fucking Walmart and spend $40? But I think we're getting past it. I think it'll just like be fine. I was just like annoyed. I was just like, I need it. I need it so bad. But it's hard to like explain why walking around Bangkok is like a chore. But it's just like one side has like nothing going on. There's like the penthouse of one of them is enormous. It's opulent, and there is nothing going on there. It's like, what was the point? I like the level of security increases as you get closer to Jordan. And once you get there, there's a lot of cool ways to get him. A lot of good opportunities. Yeah, it's a totally fine level. It's better than Marrakesh. It's worse than the others. Colorado. Let's just quickly, this is gonna be an F tier. Colorado. Colorado is so annoying, and I do not like it. I like walking around and like getting up to mischief and like trying to blend in. And this place is just like, what if there was a guard every 30 feet and they all hated you? So you just have to like crouch walk while they're not looking. And also there's 5 targets. There might be 4. There's 4 I'll say there's 4. I think there's 4. Maybe there's too many targets. None of them are interesting. Only one of them has like an interesting way to get them. And all of them are just walking around with like a patrol of like 4 guards. So it's like there's no like, for most of them it's like really hard to get them isolated to like hide their body. It's a lot of the time just like you gotta kill them in an accident or just shoot them and run before the guards see you. The first time you go through, you have to get the face scan to get to the basement to like figure out what's going on. You get the It's Always Sunny dartboard down there. Sorry, corkboard. And like that's like pretty cool in there, but like getting the face scan was super annoying because like if you watch, like I spend like probably like 20 minutes walking around like trying to find where the 3D printer is where I can just print out the guy's face, because I'm obviously not going to be able to drag his corpse across the whole map. And it's just, there's nothing interesting going on there. The colors are drab. It's not one I'm going to be excited to try to get mastery of. Whenever it shows up in the roguelike mode, I'm just gonna have to grin and bear it and be like, yeah, man, go for it. But Hitman 1 ends with Hokkaido, which is better than Paris in S tier. Hokkaido is, maybe we'll come away from it, maybe my favorite map in the series. The gimmick, I'll call it the gimmick of it, being that you have to go with no gear at all. And there's no like way to get through locked doors. Is super like well done. It makes you go through some cool alternative like entrances. It makes you get creative with your sneaking because there's like no good way to get a disguise early, and getting a disguise loses your ability to go through some doors. Like, the ability to go through doors is tied to a lot of the disguises. It's just like a really cool like disguise hierarchy as you get closer. Yuki, the Yakuza lawyer, is raw. She's not like extremely interesting. She's just kind of walking around, but there's a lot of cool things you can do with her. A lot of cool ways to take her down. I like her. And the main guy, whose name I have forgotten, I'm sorry to him, the man on the medical bed, is one of the coolest targets in the series. Just being someone just like totally stationary. He'll die to anything. If you throw like a pen at him, he dies. He's very fragile. The concept of killing him by destroying his donor heart so that there's no way they can save him is one of like the coolest hits in like the series. It's still like super cool. It's hilarious how he just he pops it and just throws it in the trash can. Just throws it in the trash can. It's so funny. It's so cruel.
Many months.
Hasis, thanks for the 37. I appreciate it. Maybe the other thing is Hokkaido aesthetically is one of my favorite maps. You can see like when I played it, I just walked around. I was just like, wow, it's like a beautiful, gorgeous. Isn't that a Austin Powers character? A gorgeous, beautiful skyscape. The very clean, modern architecture. The traditional Japanese like kitchen and stuff. There's the outdoor garden. It's all very, very, very nice. It was a really clever way to up the stakes, the difficulty. It's a really fun level. I play it decently often. And that's Hitman 1, which is Hitman 1 has a really, really funny distribution where it's 3 of my favorites and then 3 levels that are and then 1 that's terrible. It's a really, really funny distribution. But then we get Hitman 2. We start with Hawke's Bay, and Hawke's Bay is... I can't put it in B. You know what? B, yeah. Sapienza is golf course bioweapon. in Spain, I think Sapiens is. Hawke's Bay is the ICA facility of the second game. It's there to like teach you some stuff, ease you in if you're like new, but it's just like a really cool version of it where you go there with no target in mind. You're there to get leads for the story. So you're just doing like a quick home invasion, getting to her safe room, stealing her data, and trying to get out. But then they show up while you're there. So the mission becomes to kill her and then escape. But the guards have like found your boat, so they're on like alert. They're like, hold on, someone's here. It's like the dead of night, so it's got this really eerie feel. You're in the bay at night. But there's not like too much to do. It's really coasting on like its theming and aesthetics. Because like it's very simple. There's not much to do on the level. So there's not much like replayability, much room for like experimentation. So yeah, but for a tutorial map, it is definitely better than the ICA facility. And we can just leave it there. And next, Miami. S tier. Someday, we'll have an A tier map, but for now, I like Miami more than Sapienza. Miami is crazy. I think it's statistically the biggest map in the series. Ooh, wait, that might not be true. It might be the most populated map in the series. The biggest, could be either Zgale or Mendoza. Those maps are both massive. I think it is, like, I'm just gonna look it up. Big Justice, biggest Hitman map. Okay, that's cheating. Technically, Hawke's Bay is the biggest map. But the biggest real map is apparently Mumbai. Which makes sense. Mumbai is also just massive. But I think Miami does hold the record for most just NPCs. There's a billion people on this map. It's really fun. It's a really cool setting. The targets are both really cool. The idea of the race happening is it's one of the best set pieces in the series. Being able to alter the winner of the race, which opens up stuff after. There's chances to kill her while she's racing. There's just so much cool stuff to do that sets up for before. You can make her lose, and then she just storms off. Having the guy kill her was so cool. I'm glad we spent 40 minutes doing it. I'm gonna do that again at some point, just because it was so cool. The fact he does that and then is immediately just like, oh, I get it. I see what's going on here. But the racetrack splitting the 2 levels is pretty elegant. I guess it is like a little bit of an annoying trek between the two. There's not too many avenues of entrance, but it survives. It doesn't have like the same problem that like Marrakesh has, for example. But the racetrack splitting the like festival area where everyone's watching the race, hanging out with the drivers. There's the bars. All of the display areas, the merchandise stands, stuff like that. And then the other side being like a high-tech military facility is really cool. It's a really cool contrast. Both of the targets are really interesting. I like them. A lot of cool things to do with them. Good map flow, great aesthetics, great theming. Just great all around. And then we get to Santa Fortuna, which is the one where there are 3 targets. The cocaine cook, the head of, and 2 heads of the crime family. And this one, I want to put it there just because it's empty in A tier. It's probably going to end up in B tier. But for now, you're able to set up that autogun to shoot the guy down. I did that. That's how I did it in the first run. In my first run through, I had a picture of him that I got from somewhere. And I just walked into that room and he was like, oh, excellent. Show me how this gun works. And I was like, okay, sir. Here's your target machine. And he just goes, oh, fuck. He just gets gunned down by the robot. Santa Fortuna we'll put in A tier for now. It'll probably end up in B tier, but I just want to put it here. It makes it feel better. This map has really good sections to it. I like the interplay between just like the jungle pathing. There's some deep jungle where you can sneak around. There's the shanty town. There's the underground tunnels. And then there are the mansions. The mansion. And there's more than that, but those are the main areas. Getting around is... You have a ton of like freedom of movement for like large swaths of the map. Good like ways to get around with your disguises. I don't remember exactly what we did. Wait, I do remember. So the way we took people out, I just shot the girl. We tried to drop a statue on her. Didn't work out, so we just shot her. We poisoned the cocaine for the cocaine tester by becoming a hippie and stealing his arts and crafts project. And then the final guy we hit with a submarine. All really fun and interesting ways to go about it. There's more cool things you can do, but that's just what we did in our one playthrough. I haven't gone back and played it like too much. I might have done it like once. 47 in the hippie outfit, really funny. Surprisingly like compact. Like it doesn't take long to get from any point of interest to like another. And just some fun stuff going around. And then we get Mumbai. And I know, Sizz, you really like Mumbai. But I really, really didn't like Mumbai that much. However, we'll change this to D. To me, Mumbai was just really, really too claustrophobic. There was nowhere I felt like I could, like, be isolated. I always felt like someone was seeing what I was doing. There are some fun... We did some fun kills, like, while we were there. Yeah, there's a ton of people, but, like, also the streets are not wide at all. The barber set piece was pretty good. One of the funniest things that has happened, which is just 47 disguising himself as a famous local barber by becoming a white man in a turban. Just insane. Oh my god. I tried to find space. No accent. No nothing. I tried for like a good hour trying to find a good way to put that image of Canada's Prime Minister in the thumbnail, in the face cam, and I couldn't find a good spot for him. At least one that I liked. But I was trying to get him on there for I thought that it's so funny that I was like, I need to be reminded of him constantly. The targets are pretty interesting. I would give it credit that the targets are very interesting. The one making the movie is fun. He has his area in the tower. There's the woman who is trying to get the gang back together, and she has like her secret like glow in the dark base in, I think, like a decommissioned tanker. And then you have the man whose face you just don't know, who you have to find out by finding clues, which is pretty interesting. But I just had like no fun walking around and like trying to figure out things to do. Which is unfortunate because like I know a lot of people do like this map. I see it ranked pretty high in some people's rankings, and maybe not as low as mine, but low like mine. That's something really fun about ranking the Hitman levels. Every single person's tier list is radically different. Like, I saw someone a few weeks ago where their bottom tier was like, they had like Hokkaido bottom 3. And I was like, I can't imagine being you. I'm sorry. But you never know how a level will hit somebody or what they're looking for. And next, another level I saw in absolute bottom tier in some people's list, Whittleton Creek. Whittleton Creek is A tier. The strongest part of Whittleton Creek is the fact that it is just a neighborhood. Like, it's just like a block of houses. It was so fun going through and getting the dubious feeling of being like, you feel like a serial killer going through, like you feel like the fucking wet bandits running around this map, breaking into homes and like getting stuff. One problem is that like all of the homes are identical. So like I got into like the second or third one, I was like, oh okay. But they all have like a different thing going on like within them at least. Like one of them is the main one of them has a party going on, one of them is being remodeled. Stuff like that. One has like a bug infestation. One is being taken over by like the CIA. It's got one really good target, Janice, the old Russian spy master who you got beef with. He's just kind of he's confided to his house, but there's like a lot of cool ways you can kill him. Like you can like give him cigarettes that are poisoned. You can poison his oxygen intake. You can blow up his oxygen tank. I forgot what we did to him. I think we put rat poison in his oxygen tank. And then when he went to his bathroom to throw up, we just drowned him in the toilet. And luckily, the funny thing with this level, everyone has a bathroom that is way, way, way too big. So they were never able to find his body because we just hid it in the corner, like around a wall. And we were like, it'll take them 3 weeks to find this body. He will be missing. He will be missing for months. They're gonna have to put him on milk cartons before they find him. The other target is his CIA handler. His main bodyguard. And he's just kind of like a guy. He's doing a patrol around like the neighborhood. And we were able to convince him. I thought it was fun. We got to convince him to go to the party. And then we poisoned his food and drowned him in the toilet. Oh my god, I just realized we drowned them both in the toilet. That's fun. But, being able to go to the party and have people be like, hey man, you want to try a burger? And being like, yes. It's really fun. Also, things that are really fun. This Dawn Trail song is so hilarious. Every time it came on, I was like, mm-hmm. And that leaves us with one more map for Hitman 2. And that's the Isle of Sgale. Which I think after some deliberation, maybe my like most fluctuated map. I think I'm going to end up with it in A tier. Better than Santa Fortuna. The Isle of Sgale is thematically, like, insane. You're at the secret billionaire party. They're getting up to dubious natures. It's a old castle where they're throwing this party, and then there's like super modernist architecture at the very top. But I think for us, the most iconic part of this level is the very beginning, where you have to earn your way into the second lair by doing a Easter egg hunt. We got coin madness. We spent so long. I was a little bit disappointed because after we did it, I was like, "Ah, we're living the good life. We've done it. We've put in the work. We are on top of the world." And then there is a tier of people above the tier you just got to. And people can still see through that disguise somehow. So I was just a little like, oh man, I got all the coins, come on. After Coin Madness, I think we had like the most reloads in a single level. I was getting caught just constantly. The security is so tight in Scale. It's definitely fitting of being the last level in its respective game. Probably, I would say, the hardest level in the series, like, bar none. I think easily Scale is the hardest level. Maybe it's just testing things I'm not good at, but I think the sentiment seems to be. After Coin Madness, we got through that. We got a new madness, which is Cannonball Madness, where we really wanted to kill one of them with an antique cannon. And guess what? We did it, and we got away with it. I think the sisters are interesting. I think they're dubious. There seem to be a lot of really cool ways to deal with them. I like the ones we got, which is we became one of the big five. We became one of the elders of the world. And then brought her to a meeting and was just like, no. And then she was like, all right, let's have a fucking chat in my office. Come on, man. The lie detector part is really cool. As your reward for the Coin Madness. I think there's probably a way to kill her down there. Which is to, like, get electrocuted while she's standing in, like, a puddle or something. I bet there's something down there. I haven't done it yet. But I bet there's something in there. All right, you've had your, we've had our fun. Raw. You know what, maybe a little too raw. Hell yeah. Her office up there is like really, really nice. The glass box with all of her trinkets from being an adventurer, because that's like that's their thing, is they love going on like Indiana Jones adventures with their billions. They just have like, they have an aura to them. I like them. And lastly, there's the end bit where you have to get the constant and escort him out, which is optional, but the first time going through, doing that was super duper cool. Getting to beef with this guy who's been a thorn for you for so long, who you work the whole game getting to, and just being like, we got you, man. And walking him out while he's just like, oh, I get it. I see what's going on. It's nice. It's probably the coolest he ever gets. But I'm glad for subsequent playthroughs you can skip that part. Which is nice. Speaking of things, I meant to talk about this on Whittleton Creek. There is another part of Whittleton Creek that is unskippable in subsequent playthroughs, and right now I don't mind it. But it's collecting the evidence of what Janus is like up to on the side, which is figuring out that he works for the people at the Isle of Sgale. Like, he runs the event. He's the host, basically. And I like getting that evidence. Like, there's some, like, you can, like, find his call it his dress, getting stitched up in like a neighbor's house. You can find some stuff buried in his backyard. Some papers in his shed, some stuff in his bunker in his basement. There's a lot of cool ways to get intel there. But we're not technically done with 2 yet, because these next 2 maps are, I believe, I believe they get counted as 2 maps. Yeah, because 3 always starts with Dubai. And we got New York and Haven Island. And New York is A tier. And you know what? Now that we have some up here, say Fortuna, you're B tier. New York is sick. I like that New York, you missed, yeah. New York is really, really, really small, which I liked. There's technically 1 target. There's like 3 optional targets who you can knock out for like an alternative way through the secondary objective. The main objective is to kill the CEO and then to break into the bank. Those are the 2 main ones. And the way you can break into the bank is by either doing it or getting the keys off of her 2 lieutenants who are wandering the map. But it's just like I love the theming of it. It feels like you're like getting away with a heist. We had we became the loser who lost his job and get to go to his like exit interview where the boss was just like, yeah man, we're sorry, we just really fucking hate this shitty knitted sweater thing you have going on. They're terrible. And he's like, I make these myself. This is bullshit. I do all my work. But yeah, it's a small map. There's not too much to say. The job interview is a really fun way to go about getting access to the place. Just getting hired to it. It was really cool and fun. I can't imagine doing it too many times on replays. But just really fun. Haven Island. We're gonna put in C tier. C tier. I don't know why. I don't think there's like there might not actually be anything wrong with this. This might go up a bunch in my subsequent playthroughs. But this one just really annoyed me. Like obviously it's a really nice area and I like the aesthetics a lot. But I just found it really annoying. I don't know. That's about it. I kind of want to move on. I don't think any of the targets are like super interesting. They all have stuff going on, but like they're just kind of like plain. There's 3 of them. They do have a lot of crossover, which I appreciate. Like they all have stuff going on with the others. We'll put it top of C. Just a zebra. But yeah, let's just move on. Dubai. Dubai is the start of Hitman 3, and it will go at the bottom of A tier. Another win for the lovers of opulence in the crowd. Because this is the super hotel, basically.
There's just so much cool going on here. Scaling the outside, looking down, like 800 stories. I forget how tall the building is. It's the tallest in the world. Raw. The targets aren't particularly interesting. They're just kind of like people, but the way we specifically handled them in our playthrough was super sick. And as like it's not really a tutorial mission in the same way as like Hawke's Bay. I think there's a little too much going on to call it that. Definitely more than the ICA facility. But there's not so much to talk about because it is the first level that it has to be a little simple and easy. But just like the different ways to get them are cool. And yeah, it's a good layout. There's the like it's just like a classic, just like upper and lower. The higher you go, the more security. But yeah, just like really cruises on its aesthetics, and that's fine. It's a really solid opening to the game. Famous for the Hitman reacts to Hitman. Yeah, that's what I would have done. And then we get to Dartmoor. And Dartmoor is pretty hard to place. Hey, Kevin, thanks for the update. And by update, I mean resub. I don't know why I said update. 22 months. I very much appreciate it. Dartmoor, I'm going to put at the top of B. Now, playing through it, I really, really loved it. We did the detective angle where we became Knives Out. We got to solve a murder. And that was really, really, really fun. Exactly, but Sis has it. But it seems like it's a bit of a one-note map, where it seems like doing the map in other ways seems like it would be like a little boring. The layout is fine. It's like a little less interesting. It's like a little bit less interesting of like Paris, because Paris is like big building with backyard, where this is really big building with backyard, but there's not as much going on inside. You go inside the building, there's not a secret auction and a fashion show happening. It's just a house. But the main problem I have with it, like, playing through it, like, the first time we played through, if it was, like, a level that I wasn't expected to replay more than once, maybe S tier, maybe, like, here. But in the context that I will have to be playing it at some point again, I think that I won't always want to do the detective angle. And the colors are really, really, really drab. They were like, we're in England, so it should be, all the colors should be like really foggy. And it's like, it strained my eyes kind of. But we can move on there. Next is Berlin, and from a theming perspective, another S tier map, but from an actual perspective, an A tier map. Probably, yeah, right here. Worst in New York. Berlin is like a super, really, really cool change of pace. It's a really interesting shakeup where most of the time you're going to a mission with like a very set target where you're like, here's who you're killing, here's the plan. In this one, it's just like, dude, I don't know. Meet up with this girl. And then you like start talking to her, and it's like, hey, plans changed. The ICA's here, and the mission becomes kill enough ICA agents for them to back off. And it's just like super duper sick. You're just like walking around a party, and you notice that some people know you're not supposed to be at the party, and by looking at them, you can hear them talk on their radio and be like, hey, I haven't seen anything. So you know that they're one of the people to take out. They get marked, and it's like, all right, take them out. Super sick. Super cool tone to it. This is not the one where we exposed all the ICA files. That's Chungyang. Chungking. But yeah, the nightclub is cool. We didn't go much to the biker gang side, but I'm sure it's pretty interesting over there too. I'm not feeling... I like the song, but not right now. Oh, hell yeah. But yeah, it's just really cool. It cruises up here on its theming and tone. And then we got Chongqing. This is the hardest one to place. I have really weird feelings with Chongqing. I think it'll go right next to Berlin. Chongqing, I've pronounced it like 7 different ways, was really interesting. I like the, another thing I like besides from Opulence is, high tech, and that's this entire level's deal, is you have the super server, laboratory, and then you have the evil cyberpunk laboratory. But just some really nice aesthetics. The targets. Hush, the guy, was really cool. I like how fucked up he is. I like that we got to kill him with our brain. Another thing that I imagine I won't be doing too much in replays. I imagine it'll be easier for me to just like break his neck than to set that whole thing up. Imogen, the girl who walks around the server side, I wasn't like too sure with her deal. I'm sure like we didn't spend too much on her. We just killed her in a very normal way. We just kind of saw her in the room where we wanted to be, and we killed her and knocked her guard out. But I'm sure like once I find out more about her, I'll have like a stronger opinion on her. She seemed like she had stuff going on. Like all of her employees are like, hey, Hush is kind of freaking me out. I mean, Imogen's kind of freaking me out. Like, is she doing stuff? Why does she know all this about us? And then there's the final part where you have to... I think this becomes optional in playthroughs, which is to destroy the... not destroy, to hack into the mainframe and unleash the files and expose the ICA. And that was just really a really cool segment. We had to escape, which was going well until I got caught and just had to start running. I threw like a meat bone at someone's face. I really bungled it like right at the end, but that's on me. That's not on the map. And that leaves us with the last two. And Mendoza? I'm feeling
Right there. Maybe here, but I'm thinking here. Mendoza was... it's got a really good, like, layout. There's some aspects to this map that are absolutely carrying it, though. The very, very, very thematic finale that we get, where we had a... Okay, first, we need to bring up that Burnwood is in the field for this one. She's an agent on the map. Is super duper cool. But yeah, the thematic finale we set up where we helped break her out, and like basically reverse ambush the dude who the target who locked her in the room. We broke up. We walked up there, broke her out. She stabbed him. We killed his two guards, and then finished him off. It was so cool. Then we got in the suit in there and had to sneak back down to dance with Burnwood to end the map. It's a really, really nice looking map. I love the wine fields. I love the party. The vault was really cool. There's just like a lot going. It's very, very similar in my brain to like how Sapienza like works. But yeah, I don't love the other target on the map, the girl who's like beefing with Burnwood, who's like her like handler, who's like, Burnwood, you better not get up to any mischief while you're here. We pushed her into a vat of fermenting wine, and no one saw. It was pretty fun. There was... we got to collect wine. I had like 12 bottles of wine in my pocket. It was a lot of fun. And then the game ends with Romania, and Romania is like cheating. So I just have to rate it as like this map has no replay value, none at all. But it doesn't feel like something I can like penalize that for, because like it's just like the thematic finale of the trilogy. Like I doubt that the roguelike mode we're gonna try shortly will ever send us there. So as like a thematic finale and like final gameplay segment, I think I gotta put it here. It exists in its own, like it does. It legitimately like should not get ranked. I wish I could take it off, but we'll put it here. It doesn't really count. Like, it's its own thing entirely. But I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was really interesting. The hallucination at the start is like super duper cool. Getting a good look at like 47's psyche is like super interesting. Giving the guy at the end a little bit of... I know we were talking about it where we were like, wow, this guy's a fucking idiot for putting the mind wipe virus on the table and then turning around. We love a little
karmic irony. And I know we were like, wow, that guy's so stupid, why would he do that? I think it was like genuinely, like, I thought about it later, I was like, this is like a smart move. A little poetic justice. I think it was a smart move by him. Like, it was like... It was like, he puts that out and he's like, hey, you want to help me? And you obviously go, no. But then he goes, oh, okay, well, I tried. And he just turns around. But because he showed you that, like, he's given himself, like, a way where it's like, he doesn't have to die. So maybe it was, like, a little smart move by him. Like, obviously he's got his fucking mind wiped, but I don't know, he's got, like, scientists working on that shit. But I don't know if they're ever gonna take, like, I don't think he'll ever show up again, regardless. I don't know why I'm giving him, like, slack. I think the Constant's kind of like a cope antagonist. I was never, like, super threatened by him. He has no aura. I don't know, there's just something about him. There's just, you know, there's not something about him. There's nothing about him. But going through the train, super fun. Each car is like its own little challenge. Starting with nothing is really cool. It was just very satisfying. And yeah, that's this is the list. I feel very confident about it. I'm actually, for my sake, gonna move Dubai down to B tier so that it looks better. Bottom of A tier, top of B tier, what's the difference, you know? But we're gonna click it and ship it. And we'll pin it. Oh yeah, pin it. But yeah, very, very solid. If I had to pick a favorite of the trilogy, couldn't tell you. I have to put up my, like, review of the third game though. But we'll see. 3 has, like, a weird situation where it's like there's obviously none in S tier. But the lowest they have is a B tier. And they're both the top of B tier. So it's weird. I think overall, the maps got more solid as time went on. Like, 1 has the most stinkers, but 1 also has Sapienza, Paris, Hokkaido. It's really weird because it has 3 in my top 5 and 2 in my bottom 3. Technically 3 in the bottom 5, but I'm not counting ICA facility. Like, it's got Marrakesh and Colorado to balance out Hokkaido, Paris, Sapienza. And then Bangkok is super mid. 2 has Miami, Wilton Creek, Gale. I don't know if I want to count New York and Haven Island. It's got Fortuna, and then Mumbai. It's got 1 stinker instead of 2. It's got 1 mid, 1 peak, and 3. But, like, 3 is, like, really just, like, really solid, where it's
all A and B tier. There's way less fluctuation as you go. But I'm going to take a quick BRB. I'm going to set up Hitman. I'm going to make sure I can get connected. And then we'll try out the new mode. So I'll be right back.